Hi, I'm Candace. I am an aspiring minimalist, fashionista, many-time mover. I have moved so many times in the past 8 years, and each and every time I am confronted with the sheer volume of stuff that I own, and I have gotten rid of a lot of it. Through those experiences, I have learned a lot about what I can live without and what I'm actually happier without. So here are a few things that I got rid of, that I don't miss, and that I would never buy again. Number 1, clothes purchased for special occasions, some of which never came. You know, like that really nice sequin dress for when you just happen to be invited to a cocktail party. Or even that Christmas party that is a whole entire 10 months away. We have all been there where we have bought those things that we didn't really need in the present and in the now. Sometimes those events never come. I'm never invited to the cocktail party. And sometimes for those events that I knew would come, by the time they do come around, I'd purchased this item so long ago that I no longer like it. It's no longer my style or in style or whatever it is, and I've wasted my money. And what I found is that when I look in my closet and see all these things that I purchased for the hypothetical events, I feel like a bit of a failure because I either didn't make that thing happen or just wasn't in a position for that thing that I had imagined to happen to me, and it all feels kind of bad, you know? And so what I do now is I buy things for the present. I buy things that I can wear tomorrow, things that I can wear to the grocery store, out on a date, to hang out with my family. Whatever it is, I buy things that are for the here and now, for my life as it is. Number 2, hair products. Now, to be fair, you never know if a hair product is going to work for you until you try it. Fair enough, okay? So I totally understand that we will buy these and sometimes we will find that it's just not it. But if something doesn't work for you, let it go. I have been the person to travel from one city to another with products I did not like in tow. And that was really a waste of valuable storage space, boxes that I needed to pack and carry, and just a waste in general because products that didn't work for me could have been very useful to someone else. If you try something and it doesn't work for you, see if a friend or a family member is interested in giving it a try and hand it off to them. Another option is to look into local women's shelters. Sometimes they will take in these types of beauty products, feminine products, things of that nature. A lot of them are looking for these and are short on that. What is just going to be sort of dead weight to you could be something that's really delightful for someone else. Number 3, candles. Now, some people are candle people. You derive real joy out of candles. I am just not one of those people. I have never been a candle person, and I am so thankful when someone gives me any kind of gift, but I just know what's my thing and what's not really my thing. I will say, some of my favorite candles have been gifts. So if you've given me a candle, it may just be one of the ones I really liked. I just want to say. But in general, I am not one to go out and buy candles. I have had excess candles in the past and I have given them away to friends, and you know what? They loved me for it. I'm telling you, give a candle to a candle person, you'll never have a better friend. So if you're a candle person, don't feel any kind of way about it. You continue to live your best life. I want you to lean into what brings you joy. But if you're like me and you try, you know, to get on in this candle loving world, but it's just not your thing, let it go. Let it go. Number 4, clothes that don't fit. Now, why do we do this to ourselves? Oh, I'll buy this. When I lose 10 pounds, I will be slaying in the streets in this outfit. You know what? I hope you reach whatever health, weight, body goals you have. But I am going to encourage us to be honest here because I am trying to be honest with myself when I say things like this. More than likely, Candace, you will not be losing 10 pounds, okay? I love you, girl, but you will probably not be losing 10 pounds. So put it down, okay? Put it down. And I think the thing is, like, when we buy things like this, it's sort of like for, you know, that event we bought something for that never came. You see that thing in your closet and it makes you feel like a failure. It reminds you of the fact that you have not reached that goal that you said you would or you thought you would. And I think there's something like very negative about that I don't enjoy. And so if I want to lose weight, I let the loss come first and then the purchase of the clothing. There are other things that I buy that don't fit, not for any like weight loss reasons. I haven't bought anything thinking that I was gonna lose weight in a very long time. But I have bought things thinking, oh, this is a little long, I'll take it to a tailor. Oh, I'll get this taken in. I only just got a tailor a couple months ago, and I've been doing this for years. Honey, if you don't have a tailor, just buy things that fit, please, please. And if you have a tailor, you know you're probably gonna forget to bring it to them anyway. So let's just be honest with ourselves. Buy clothing that fits, that is flattering, off the rack. Ideally, if you are someone who is diligent about going to a tailor, if you are someone who is diligent about making sure that your clothes fit just so, more power to you, honey. You know what you can do. You know what you can do that the rest of us will never probably do. But I think the vast majority of us need to find things that are flattering from the get-go and not spend our money on things that we will have to spend more money trying to make work for us. Number 5, uncomfortable shoes. Now, I think, you know, when you reach a certain age, and I don't think that age is very old at all. I think it's quite young, actually. You can literally look at a shoe and know whether or not it's going to be uncomfortable. It betrays itself. It is so obvious. And I watched a really helpful video the other day, you know, that gave you a few tips and tricks, but generally, super high heel that is very thin with little padding is going to be very disrespectful to your foot. I have been there. I have bought shoes, worn them to an event, literally had numb feet on the way home. I've put those shoes back in my closet and I just scowl at them every time I see them because I remember the way that they treated me. When really, I should have never bought them in the first place. And I should have definitely gotten rid of them after that first time when they showed me who they were, you know? So please don't buy shoes that are uncomfortable. I understand, like, for, you know, we want to look cute when we go to events and things of that nature, but there are shoes that are stylish and also bearable. Comfortable may be an overstatement, but bearable is the least we should be aiming for. A shoe that you can wear over and over. Because the thing is, if a shoe is that uncomfortable and causes you that much pain, you will probably not wear it more than once if you care at all for yourself and for your feet. And so we're being wasteful. We're being very wasteful and we're being very, very rude to ourselves. And so what I would encourage is for you to purchase shoes that are at least bearable. And when you see a shoe that is so cute but uncomfortable, think about the way it is ready to disrespect you. Just think about that. Do you want disrespect in your life? No. Walk away. Number 7, worn out items. Now, I will be honest with you. Over the years, I have held on to many an item that I should have parted with long ago. I mean, jeans with holes in all types of places. That sounds really weird, but you know what I mean, you know? Like you get the thigh rub at times and you get a hole there. I've had jeans that had got holes in the pockets in the back, just jeans with holes, holes, holes. And you know what? I kept wearing them because they were my favorite jeans. Honey, don't. I would never do this now. And I encourage you to not do this because it's embarrassing when someone notices. What I found at the time when I was still wearing these items, knowing the condition, is I would just be really self-conscious whenever I went out with them. I knew I liked the jeans, I liked the fit, whatever, but I was so concerned that someone would notice this hole in my item, and it was just not worth the stress in my life. And so I had to get rid of those things. And I know that sometimes we're not always in a position or even have the desire to buy things new. And so I encourage you to check out your local thrift store, consignment store, look online for vintage items. When I was in college, I discovered eBay and Etsy for the first time, and that's where I bought a lot of the bags I still use to this day. They were secondhand, excellent quality bags. Also now there are things like Poshmark and Depop and all of these other sites. So I would encourage you to make sure that whatever you have is something that you're proud in. If you're proud in your ripped jeans and whatever it is, honey, don't let anybody tell you anything because that is all that matters. I just know that for me, I didn't feel that way. I didn't have that level of self-assurance and confidence at the time. And so for me, it was better to let these things go. But if you're not worried about it, Don't let anybody make you worried about it. Number 7, stuff for previous seasons of life. I used to work at a law firm, and working at a law firm, I had a lot of pencil skirts and like blazer jackets, and I had a few pairs of heels, and I don't work at a law firm anymore. I have not worked at a law firm in quite some time, but I held on to these things because I was like, well, I don't know. Maybe I will want to go back to, you know, the very formal corporate world. Now, I still work in the corporate world, but a very different kind of corporate than a law firm. And so I have never worn a pencil skirt to work. And a lot of those skirts were just taking up space in my closet, gathering dust, not doing anything for anyone, least of all me. And at the same time, because I was holding on to these things for years, they were going out of style. The cuts were not flattering to me anymore. They didn't fit, like, you know, lots of things were happening. And yet I was still holding on to these items from this like previous point in my life. And what I would encourage you to do is make room for your current season. Make room for now. Have an eye towards the future. That's what I like to do. Have an eye towards the future. So if you see yourself in sort of like this very formal corporate world, that's what you're working towards. Maybe you're in school. Make sure you have like a couple outfits that you just slay in. No one can tell you anything. You are ready. You see your future self when you put on these outfits. You feel confident. I will say do that. But don't have a closet full of clothes for a season that either has passed or is not yet here, because you never know what's going to happen. And now is the only thing that's really sure. And so I would encourage you to make room for the now, embrace the now. I hope this was helpful. I hope that you have everything that you need for this season of your life, or that it is soon to come. And I hope that you have an easy, smooth time letting go of those things that are not for you at this time, that serve you no purpose. And if applicable, you're able to pass those things on to someone who can make real use of them in the here and now, and who they can actually bring lots of joy. So take care, be well, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Oh, let's make sure this thing is on. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3.